Why recording police is your best defense and how to do it legally. Imagine being pulled over late at night. Your hands are shaking. An officer walks toward your window with a flashlight pointed directly into your face. You know you didn't do anything wrong. But suddenly the officer says something that could completely change your life. I smell alcohol. Or maybe, step out of the vehicle. Or worse, put your phone away. Now your pulse starts racing because you realize something terrifying. If this encounter turns ugly, it becomes your word against theirs. And in America, that can be a dangerous position to be in. But there's one thing that changes everything. One thing that instantly creates accountability. One thing that can expose lies, protect your rights, and preserve evidence no officer can rewrite later. Your camera. Because cameras don't forget, cameras don't get nervous, and cameras don't change their story. That's why recording police has become one of the most powerful legal protections ordinary people have today. But here's what most people don't understand. If you record the wrong way, police may accuse you of interfering. They may pressure you to stop filming. They may try to seize your phone. And many people accidentally destroy their own legal protection because they don't know the rules. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact situations where you can legally record police, the precise words to say when officers tell you to stop, how to protect your footage from deletion, and the biggest mistakes that could turn a lawful recording into criminal charges. This information could protect your freedom one day. And before we begin, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications because this channel exists to help ordinary people understand their rights before they need them. Let's begin. For decades, police encounters depended almost entirely on testimony. The officer would write a report, the citizen would tell their side, and whoever sounded more credible often won. But cameras changed the balance of power forever. Today, video footage can reveal details that memory cannot. Tone of voice, physical movements, timing, commands, threats, contradictions. A single recording can destroy a false narrative in seconds. We've seen countless cases where official reports claimed one thing, but bodycam footage or cell phone footage revealed something completely different. That's why recordings matter, not because every officer is corrupt, but because evidence matters. Good officers benefit from recordings too. A camera protects innocent citizens and honest police officers at the same time. And courts increasingly understand that recording public officials performing public duties is tied directly to constitutional freedoms. In many situations, recording police is protected under the First Amendment. Federal courts across the country have repeatedly affirmed that citizens generally have the right to record officers performing their duties in public spaces. But notice the important phrase, in public spaces. That matters. Because your rights are strongest when you are lawfully present in a public area and not interfering with police activity. And that brings us to the biggest misunderstanding people have. Recording is usually legal, interfering is not, and many people accidentally cross that line. Let's make this simple. In general, if you are standing somewhere you legally have a right to be and you are not physically interfering, you can usually record police, public sidewalks, parking lots, public parks, street corners, traffic stops, government buildings open to the public. These are all places where courts have often recognized strong recording protections. But there's a critical difference between recording and interfering. You cannot physically obstruct officers, you cannot get inches away from an arrest scene, you cannot push through crime scene tape, and you cannot ignore lawful orders designed to preserve safety. For example, if officers tell you to stand back 10 feet for safety reasons and you refuse while aggressively pushing closer, they may claim interference. But if you calmly comply while continuing to record from a reasonable distance, your legal position becomes much stronger. The key is this: distance plus calm behavior equals protection. Aggressive behavior creates risk. And remember this carefully. Police do not get to ban recording simply because they dislike being recorded. Feeling uncomfortable is not a lawful reason to stop someone from filming. Embarrassment is not interference. Accountability is not obstruction. Your calm documentation alone is usually protected. Now let's talk about what to say, because wording matters enormously during police encounters. Many people become emotional. They start screaming constitutional slogans. They argue. They insult officers. And suddenly a situation becomes dangerous very fast. Your goal is not to win an argument on the street. Your goal is to preserve evidence and protect yourself legally. That means staying calm and using controlled language. If an officer says, "Stop recording," do not yell, do not threaten. Instead, say this calmly: "Officer, I am not interfering. I am exercising my right to record from a safe distance." That sentence is powerful for several reasons. First, it signals cooperation. Second, it establishes your legal intent. Third, it makes the recording itself valuable evidence later, because now the video captures you behaving reasonably and peacefully. If the officer demands your phone, say, "I do not consent to searches or seizures of my device." That sentence matters. Never physically resist, never pull away aggressively, never fight officers over your phone. But verbally refusing consent can become extremely important later in court. If officers continue demanding access, repeat calmly, "I do not consent to searches of my device." Simple, controlled, clear. And if officers pressure you to unlock your phone, remember this. In many situations, police generally need legal authority such as a warrant to search the contents of your device. Modern smartphones contain massive amounts of private information. Courts increasingly recognize their extraordinary privacy implications. That's why protecting your phone matters so much. Now let's discuss the mistakes that destroy people legally. Mistake number 1, getting emotionally aggressive. This is huge. The moment you start screaming, cursing, threatening, or advancing toward officers aggressively, you increase the chance of escalation dramatically. Even if you are legally correct, aggressive behavior can create additional charges or safety concerns. Stay calm. Calm wins in court. Calm looks credible on video. Calm protects you. Mistake number 2, physically interfering. Do not touch officers. Do not block movement. Do not insert yourself into arrests. Do not refuse lawful safety instructions. Recording is strongest when you remain physically separate from police operations. Mistake number 3, announcing fake legal knowledge. Do not scream random phrases you saw online. Many internet legal experts spread misinformation. Some people believe they can ignore every police order simply because they are filming. That is not true. Courts balance recording rights with public safety concerns. Mistake number 4, handing over your unlocked phone voluntarily. This is critical. The moment you voluntarily unlock your phone, you may accidentally expose private messages, photos, apps, contacts, and recordings. Always think carefully before consenting. Mistake number 5, failing to back up your footage. This is enormous. If the recording disappears, your evidence may disappear with it. We'll discuss how to protect footage next. Imagine recording an encounter perfectly, only to lose the footage forever. That happens more than people realize. Phones break, files get corrupted, devices disappear, or footage gets deleted accidentally. So protecting evidence is just as important as recording it. First, enable cloud backup whenever possible. Modern phones often allow automatic uploads to cloud services. That means even if your phone disappears, the footage may already exist elsewhere. Second, if the situation becomes serious, send copies immediately to trusted people. A lawyer, a family member, a secure storage account. Third, avoid editing the footage immediately after the incident. Why? Because edited footage can create authenticity arguments later. Preserve the original raw file whenever possible. Fourth, narrate calmly during the recording. State the date, state the location, describe what is happening. Example, it is 10:42 p.m. I am being stopped on Main Street. I am recording this interaction. Simple narration can strengthen evidentiary value later. Fifth, never secretly delete footage because you feel intimidated. Fear causes many people to destroy their own protection. Remember, evidence protects you. This is one of the biggest questions people ask. Generally speaking, officers do not simply get unlimited authority to force deletion of footage. And if footage contains potential evidence, destroying it may raise serious legal concerns. If an officer says, "Delete that video," stay calm, do not argue aggressively, do not physically resist. Simply say, "I do not consent to deleting any recordings." That's it. Short, professional, controlled. And remember something important. Even if an officer behaves improperly, your safety comes first. Do not physically fight police over a phone. Courts exist for legal battles. Sidewalks do not. Your objective is survival, evidence preservation, and legal protection, not winning a screaming match at midnight. Traffic stops are one of the most common places where recording becomes critically important. Why? Because traffic stops can escalate rapidly. Miscommunication, nervousness, confusion, fear, all of it happens inside a confined environment. So here's how to handle recording during a traffic stop. The moment emergency lights activate, begin preparing mentally. Pull over safely. Turn on interior lights if it's dark. Keep your hands visible. And if legal in your jurisdiction, begin recording calmly. Do not make sudden movements searching for your phone after officers approach. Set up recording safely and early if possible. When the officer reaches the window, remain polite. Do not announce hostility. Do not start with constitutional lectures. Simple professionalism works best. If the officer notices recording and objects, calmly say, "Officer, I'm recording for documentation and safety. I'm not interfering." That sentence reduces tension dramatically compared to argumentative behavior. And remember, everything you say is evidence too, not just the officer, you. So stay disciplined. One of the greatest mistakes people make during police encounters is talking too much. Recording protects you. Excessive talking can hurt you. Many people believe nervous explanations help. Often they don't. People accidentally contradict themselves, guess facts incorrectly, or provide information investigators later use against them. This is why lawyers constantly repeat one principle: silence is protection. After identifying yourself where legally required, you generally do not need to answer endless investigative questions. You can calmly say, "I choose to remain silent and would like an attorney." That statement can stop enormous legal damage, and your recording may capture whether officers respected that request. Again, your camera documents reality. Now let's discuss situations where recording becomes more legally complex. Private property, schools, courtrooms, secure government facilities, hospitals, military bases, restricted areas. These locations may have additional rules limiting recording. For example, recording inside a courtroom may violate court rules without permission. Recording inside certain secure facilities may create legal consequences. And secretly recording private conversations can become complicated depending on state wiretapping laws. Some states require one-party consent. Others require all-party consent in certain private audio conversations. This is why public recording of police performing official duties is usually legally strongest. Public place, public duty, public accountability. The more private the setting becomes, the more complicated the legal analysis becomes. Now let's address something honestly. Why do some officers dislike being recorded? There are several reasons. Some officers fear clips being taken out of context online. Some worry about safety, some feel distracted, some simply dislike scrutiny. But accountability is part of public power. Police officers carry extraordinary authority. They can detain, search, arrest, use force. That level of authority naturally creates public interest in transparency, and transparency protects everyone. Good officers, good citizens, good investigations. The truth benefits from documentation. Once the encounter ends, your work is not over. Immediately preserve the footage. Create backups. Write down everything you remember: time, location, badge numbers, patrol car numbers, witness names, physical descriptions. Then ask yourself, was this interaction lawful? Did anything improper occur? If you believe your rights were violated, speak with a qualified attorney before posting everything online impulsively. This is important. Sometimes viral internet attention helps. Sometimes it hurts legal strategy. An attorney can help determine the smartest next step. And remember, social media outrage is temporary. Legal consequences are not. Here's the biggest myth. People think recording magically protects them from arrest. It does not. You can still be detained. You can still be arrested. You can still face accusations. The power of recording is not magical immunity. The power is evidence. Evidence can expose lies. Evidence can support lawsuits. Evidence can challenge reports. Evidence can save innocent people, but only if you stay disciplined enough to create useful evidence. That means stay calm, stay respectful, stay physically non-threatening, and keep recording safely. Let's be realistic. Not every police encounter becomes viral. Most officers are not looking for conflict. Most traffic stops end peacefully. But rights matter most during the moments when things go wrong. That's why preparation matters. You don't learn emergency procedures during the emergency. You learn before it happens. And that's exactly why this information matters. Because stress destroys decision-making. Fear destroys communication. Preparation creates control. At the end of the day, your phone may become the most important witness you ever have. Not because cameras hate police, not because recording guarantees victory, but because truth matters, facts matter, evidence matters. And in a world where a single accusation can change someone's life forever, objective documentation becomes one of the strongest protections ordinary people possess. So remember these principles. Record calmly, keep your distance, do not interfere, do not consent to unnecessary searches. Protect your footage, and stay silent when necessary. Those simple decisions could protect your freedom one day. If you found this video valuable, Subscribe to the channel right now and turn on notifications because this channel is dedicated to helping ordinary people understand their rights, avoid legal mistakes, and stay protected during high-pressure encounters. And comment below, have you ever recorded a police encounter before? Stay safe, stay smart, and know your rights.